story only, for that story arc, overall story arc, I was right. Because I've been, with the comic, I've been a fan of the comic since almost the beginning. I've been a fan of the cartoon since it started. So I knew there's no way he was going to keep them together. But yet, here's what pissed a lot of fans off. For at least 5 issues, 207, for at least 5 issues, from the ending of 207, for 5 issues of the main comic, and for 4 issues of Universe, where the Journey to the East tie-in was taking place in, for literally about 9 issues almost, or eight issues, I should say, you had Khan and Sally, and that pissed a lot of fans off, and that was for 8 issues. And if you were to look at them straightforward, almost like month-wise, that's almost 8 months worth of this. That's 8 months worth of watching it, and fans didn't like it. But when you take a look at it, in a way, it was just like 4 months with the main comic and 4 months with the other comic. But like I said, literally, it was about 8 months. The only problem was Journey to the East was kind of falling behind on the main comic, because the main comic literally let us know what was going to happen before we saw it happening. You get what I'm saying? But anyway, like I said, it was, but like I said, that is the one thing fans didn't like. They didn't like it. And when they did that final panel that had, Sally walking off with Khan and Sonic walking off with Amy, one of the things they said under the little quote was, "Is this the start of new romances?" or something like that. Start of new romances or something like that. And you think to yourself, oh my gosh, would he really do it? But he didn't. He didn't. And so far, I mean, take a look at the ending of 212, look at the issues that followed, and then take a look at 222. 10 months, literally, after the whole Iron Dominion deal, 10 months after the whole Khan-Sally deal, he got Sonic and Sally together. Right? But what pisses fans off is that 3 issues later, you want to end it. Yet though, through the Genesis story arc, you're showing some romantic scenes between the two, some kind of romantic interaction between the two, attraction, if you will, and yet nobody knows what's really going to happen at the end. No one really knows if you're going to keep them together or not. I can say this in all honesty. I'm pretty sure when Gwen Stacy was killed off in Spider-Man, even though she never became as popular as Mary Jane, but when she was killed off in Spider-Man, I'm pretty sure there was a lot of Gwen Stacy fans that were pissed off about it. Just like there's a lot of, fans of Spider-Man that were pissed off when they decided that with the Other M story arc that they did, or whatever it was, that at the end, they were going to have everything be washed out of their minds. Basically, the whole Mary Jane, Peter Parker being married to each other and all that was going to be gone. And I guess it's only recently, in the past year or so, they finally got them back together because they're starting to remember stuff. And again, from what I understand, that pissed a lot of fans off. They were fans of the book, fans of the relationship, and because they didn't like it. It's like if you were to take Disney's most famous animated couple, Mickey and Minnie. And believe me, there's a lot of Mickey and Minnie fans out there. Generations worth. It'd be like if the person in charge of Disney right now decided, guess what? We're going to take this decades-long relationship, this 83 years worth relationship, if you will, and we're going to flush it down the toilet, we're going to break them up, and they're going to go their separate ways. Or we're going to take this 83-year-long relationship, 8 decades long, I should say. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know if it's 8 decades or whatever. We're going to take that relationship. We're going to just retool it. We're going to reboot it. We're going to make it like they just met. this and that, and we're going to slowly get them together as a couple. You know what that would do to the Mickey and Minnie Mouse fan base if they were to take that and just do what they're doing with Genesis right now with Sonic and Sally and stuff? You talk about a backlash that Ian Flynn could end up getting should he do something the fans would regret. The person, whoever's in charge of Disney, if they ever decided to do that, they'd get it even worse. They'd get just as worse, if not even worse, backlash and tongue lashing from the fans if they would do that. You know, what I'm saying is, you know, Ian Flynn you know, a lot of people have agreed that Ian Flynn is a good writer. He's a good head writer. But the thing is, he is literally pushing some buttons right now, and he's literally pushing the buttons of fans that don't want to be pushed. He's literally making fans pissed off because he's making them believe he's going to do something bad, but we don't know what it is. I guarantee you this though, whether it's good or whether it's bad, a lot of fans are going to look at Ian and they're going to give him the you-know-what. They're going to give him the bird, if you know what I mean. And they're going to say, why in the world did you put us through all this just so you could do that if it turns out to be something not bad? Or why did you put her in Genesis, and why did you do this and that, and now also you could just do this to her and piss us off? You see, like I said before, a lot of fans feel Ian's nothing more. A lot of fans have come out, well, not a lot, but some fans have come out and said that Ian is actually a hater of the couple. He's a hater of the character, and that he's just been saying, oh, I like the character, I like the coupling, just to be in favor. You know, I thought about this last night, and I said to myself, you know what? As much as I hate to admit it, if I was Ian Flynn, knowing that I'm a fan of the book and everything, to me, if I was put in Ian Flynn's shoes, I'd probably have to do something similar. You know, I'd probably do something similar because what I read on Wikipedia recently really surprised me. I was reading the Wikipedia for Sonic SatAM for the show, and they said that there was a couple of reasons why the show was canceled and it was changed up a little bit. One of the reasons the show was canceled, a few of the reasons they said, was one, during the second season they were going through a ratings battle with the Power Rangers and they were losing. And because they were losing so much ratings, it wasn't enough to renew the show. Second of all, the ABC guy who was in charge of children's programming, the ABC president of children's programming, was laid off. And this was at a time when ABC was joining with Walt Disney, and the people in charge there just had no interest in the series. And second of all, from what I understand, and some of you may say this is the reason why Genesis is happening right now, is because Sega of Japan at that time tried to get the series retooled. In other words, they tried to get it reconnected or reconstructed, if you will. But they couldn't do it at that time because they didn't have the legal action that they have now to interfere or bring in, make some suggestions to the Sonic franchise on the West Coast, on the American side of deals. So that right there, when I read that and I said, well, back then they didn't have no say, but now they do. You know, it made me think, no wonder a lot of fans are blaming Sega of Japan as well. Maybe they feel Sega of Japan saying, hey, look, we want this character gone and we want this character in their place. And that's what's pissing fans off. But we can't really say that. We can't really say that because here's why. Here's evidence why. One of the sites I went to, one of the message boards at SaturdayMorningSonic.com, had a post entitled, or a topic entitled, SatAM in Vegas. And there was this Game World or something like that. There was Sega and Sonic based, in Las Vegas. I'm not lying here, Las Vegas. Had all these it was kind of a gaming world or whatever it was, amusement, kind of like, it's kind of like one of those indoor arcade places and stuff. But it is mainly kind of Sega and Sonic based or related. And from what I saw, when you go in the inside, you have a lot of these Sonic related plushies, from Sonic to Tails to Amy to Knuckles to Silver to Blaze, maybe to Rouge. But on this big LCD 1080p high definition screen, which I'm pretty sure it was, according to what the picture that was shown that the person posted, on that picture was Princess Sally on that LCD HD TV 1080p television. And basically what it was an episode of Sonic Sat AM. So you think to yourself, well, wait a minute. If Sega of Japan's interfering or trying to make some suggestions, why would they have Sonic Sat AM up there? Because you see, Sega of Japan may have some say, but they don't have an entire say. So they can't really say what is what and when's what. So, but again, that's why a lot of fans blame Sega of Japan, and they probably have a right to do so, for what's happening right now. I mean, Ian Flynn came out and said, hey, I was asked to just do something to coincide with the anniversary. That's cool and everything, but here's my take on it. Here's my take. I've always had, and this has always been my opinion. If you knew you were going to do something that was going to tie into the anniversary, couldn't you have at least convinced the people at Archie Comics, hey, let's do a separate full-part comic book? Would have made more sense. But then again, with the way he's written Genesis, Genesis is supposed to tie in with the current continuity. Now, and that's cool and everything, I guess, in some ways. But, you know, a lot of fans are kind of, you know, upset about it now. They're getting bored by it because not really much is going on. It's just a kind of like Ian's way of retelling how Sonic and the others met in a Genesis Sega style like format. You know, like I said, fans are getting pissed off about it. They don't like it. But, you know, what are you going to do? And like I said, you know, they just want to, the main concern, honestly, is what's going to happen with the Sally character at the end of this whole situation, because she has become, and I'll agree on this, according to many people, many fans, longtime fans, and I'll agree on this, a very iconic character when it comes to the Sonic franchise. Whether she's playable or not, whether she's in the games or not, she's become a very iconic character. And a lot of fans like that. A lot of fans like that about her, but the only thing that, again, that's pissing them off is they don't know what Ian's got planned for her. So, all I can say is we're just going to have to wait and see what happens. But I thought I'd just get this all off my chest, and I'm sorry if it took a day and a half and stuff, so comment down below if you like. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the longest video I've ever done on my channel, so comment down below if you like, and I will talk to y'all later.